Okay. Part 2. Describe an important decision you made on your own. You should say what the decision was, where you were, and how you made the decision, and explain why it's more difficult to make.
So now I'm going to talk about an important decision that I made in the past. It was a decision that required careful consideration as well as courage, but it led to some positive changes in my life. The decision was to take part in good students selection team in history. When I was in grade 10, I was really worried that if I can join the good student selection team or not, since I was not to stand out in the class which major in English. Still, I made up my mind to take the risk and ask the teacher if I can join the team or not. Fortunately, the teacher accepted me and guided me carefully about what to learn. And he said that ask other students in the team for the documents. It was difficult to make this decision since I was a student in a class which specialized in English, and I also didn't have much knowledge about history and also scale of these subjects as well. But after that, I realized I made such a good decision, which bring me a wide range of benefits. That's all.
Okay. Part 3. The first question was, what might if children live too dependent on their parents?
I think that if children live too dependent on their parents, they might have difficulty in developing their capacity for self-reliance that is essential for their personal and career success. For example, children who rely too much on their parents are often exempt from mundane tasks such as preparing meals, doing laundry, and tidying their rooms, since their parents may do it for them, and it will be more difficult for them to make their responsible decisions and it may prevent them from living a self-sufficient life.
Okay, the second question. What are the effects of parenting on the children development?
I think that parenting styles can have a significant influence on their children's development. For example, authoritative parenting set strict rules and consequences, but they also make sure not to ignore their child's feelings, and they are encouraging as well as willing to listen to their children and also consider their point of view. And children that are raised by these type of parents are usually happy, confident, and successful. Also, these children rarely show signs of problematic behavior such as addiction or alcoholism. And on the other hand, authoritarian parenting, which is a strict type style of parenting that places high expectations on children while lacking of warmth and emotion. And they are strict and believe in punishment and discipline, and they don't really care about their children's emotion. So consequently, their children may be prone to depressions or anxiety disorders.
So question 3. What kinds of people tend to live by themselves?
I think that people who tend to live alone, maybe young adults who are started to get out on their own, single people, or just and so on. For example, young adults who are just starting out on their own may pursue their education or career opportunities that require them to live independently. Maybe the people who like to live alone are people who introverted and enjoys having their own space to have control over their environment, and they may prioritize their personal freedom and independence over the social aspects of living with others.
The last question. How can parents and teachers help children to live independently?
I think that parents and teachers can teach young people practical life skills such as cooking, cleaning, or doing laundry. For example, parents can involve their children in preparations for meal, and teachers can incorporate practical life skills lesson into their curriculum. And by teaching these practical life skills, young people can develop a sense of confidence and independence in their ability to take care of themselves. And the parents and teachers can also uh, offer emotional support and encouragement when young when the young face challenge of adult life, such as work stress or financial problems.
What skills do you think young people need to learn to live independently?
I think that young people should learn how to manage their finance. So, for example, saving money, they need how to know to balance balance their checkbook or create a budget. They also need to learn how to save money for emergencies or long-term goals. And also, the young should learn how to take care of their physical and mental health, including exercise, healthy eating, and seeking help when needed. So now you will move to part two. Describe an important decision you made on your own. You should say what the decision was, where you were, how you made the decision, and explain why it was difficult to make. You may start.
Okay. One wise decision I have made was to get up early in the morning. At the time, I was preparing for the transition exam and my aim was the local high school for gifted students, which is the best high school in my province. In terms of education quality and extracurricular achievements. That means I need more time studying in order to pass this environment contest. In theory, I started staying up late and burning the midnight oil to finish the homework and find more model tests to do. But one day I got continuous headache and stomach. When I went to the hospital, the doctors diagnosed that it might due to my daily habits. So I thought that I need some changes. So I so as to ensure my learning time and my physical health at the same time. I determined to get up early in the morning. The day after, I went to bed earlier than usual as I can remember. It was only 7 o'clock and set my alarm several hours earlier than normal. Although I woke up in the uh, Although I woke up in the following morning feeling drowsy and exhausted, I still called myself out of the bed for studying. I surprisingly discovered that the early morning hours are serene and quiet, which help me to concentrate more in the books than in the evening. I found that my studying was more efficient and it was more effortlessly for me to acquire knowledge. Thanks to that, I successfully passed the exam and officially became a student of my dream school. However, because I'm not a tenacious person, it's, the difficult is that this habit is so hard to remain for a long time. Despite the fact that I kept up getting up earlier some days later, I gradually lost my motivation and postponed getting out of bed. After finishing the exam, I completely stopped this beneficial habit with a very silly explanation that I need more time for rest after a stressful contest and I have never took up this routine again. When I reflected this experience, I was pleased to see that it was a minor loss of time and convenience, but it had a significant impact on both my exam performance and academic progress as a whole. Now I'm considering to make a decision of whether I should begin the habit again.
Okay, so now we turn to part three. The first question: what might happen if children live too dependent on their parents?
Um, children live too depend that children live too dependent on their parents may cause many damages on the children. Firstly, children who live too dependent on their parents may face many struggles when they grow up. They might it hard to take care of themselves only because they cannot do the most fundamental household chores, for example, cleaning, cooking, or washing clothes. Moreover, they cannot completely develop their own competence. This is since every phase in their former life are arranged by the parents, and whatever they have done are guided and helped by their moms and dads before. So that when they have to make some decisions, they cannot do that, and they also cannot do cannot show what the things other things.
Question number two: what are the effects of parenting on their children's development?
I think parenting styles have such a wide range influence on their offsprings in many aspects, such as academics, self-esteem, and social relationships. To be more specific, the rules parents set up can affect to the discipline of the children, which decide their studying and working achievements and tenacity. If they can give a reasonable explanation for the rule, the children are more willing to obey it. But if not, they just follow it because it is compelled. Additionally, the way kids communicate with others are associated with how their dads and mom often chat with them. For example, a, a child raised with permissive parenting are more likely to be bullied, while the one raised with authoritarian parenting are more likely to become bullies.
Uh, what kinds of people tend to live by themselves?
Various individuals tend to choose to live independently. People who tend to live by themselves may include young, adult, young adults who have who value independence and personal space. The introvert people who require lots of time being alone to refresh themselves. The professions with demanding careers and irregular schedule, and people who have full control over their living environment and routines. Additionally, individuals have gone through many majors in life's transition, like divorce or lose their partners, also usually live separately.
Um, how can parents and teachers help young people to live independently?
Parents and teachers can teach young people practical life skills such as cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, and basic home maintenance. They can give them more knowledge of financial literacy or guide them to um, manage their baggage effectively. For example, parents can involve their children in a meal planning and preparation, and teachers can incorporate practical life skills into their curriculum. Therefore, young people can be navigated about the difficulties they may have when they live independently and develop their sense of confidence and independence in their ability to take care of themselves.
Mm, so the last question, what skills do you think young people need to learn to live independently?
Young people may need to learn many skills in order to live independently. Firstly, I think they should have a certain knowledge of managing their finances. They need to know how to balance their checkbook, but still have enough savings for emergencies or for long-term goals, and as well pay bills on time. In order to learn this, they could take a finance course, read books or articles on money management, or seek advice from their seniors. Additionally, youngsters should learn how to take care of their physical and mental health. An example to illustrate this could be that an independent young person can arrange a suitable time schedule, which not only can assure the quality of their normal working and studying, but also have enough time for physical exercise, relaxation, and cooking nutritious meals for themselves. That's all.